Black Clover chapter 302 predictions. Let's get right into it. Now in Black Clover chapter 302, I definitely think we're gonna get some Noell action. Last chapter, in chapter 301, we seen Noell pretty much come to the realization that she does in fact love Asta. I really don't think Asta is gonna be an integral part in this battle. I mean, if he didn't save Lula Petrica, then the battle would probably be over because she would have exploded, you know. So he was integral in that sense, but when it comes down to it, and actually defeating her, Noell is probably going to have the most integral role. She actually is stronger now than she was before due to Real's spell. So, you know, she kind of has that amp right there, that boost, because I don't think that she would have been able to take down Megicula with only Saint stage Valkyrie armor. Undine is actually back into commission. You know, Undine was kind of out of commission. She got cursed like she did in the Heart Kingdom, but this time, whenever Real's spell activated, it kind of made everybody get back up. We have Charlotte too. Charlotte is doing a lot of damage against the Dark Disciples, you know, because last chapter they had 100 Dark Disciples infused with blood magic and mercury magic, just attacking pretty much everybody in sight. So we're actually gonna see those things get eradicated. I really don't think that those things are really powerful. They're powerful compared to like your average mage, but at the end of the day, we're talking about Real and Charlotte. These are two captain level mages, so I think they're gonna probably be the ones most focused on taking those things out, while Noell is gonna have the main role in defeating Megicula. I want to mention that a lot of people were slandering Black Clover for a minute. They were like, Asta's always coming in and getting the shine. And my defense to that was pretty much he's the main character, so I wouldn't be mad. But a lot of people were actually mad about that. Now, it seems like Tabata tricked everybody, and Noell actually is going to have her big moment. She is actually back in her Saint Valkyrie armor, and she's going to be doing great, I think, personally, because she has, like I said, she has the amp from Real and his new spell, and it's gonna boost her up to have even more strength. So if she wasn't gonna be able to defeat Megicula without that, now she can, because she's more powerful, and it's already a powerful form. I think it's possible she might even have some more stuff up her sleeve. Like, they went to the elves, and I feel like she could have possibly learned some ultimate magic when she went to the elves, you know what I'm saying? We haven't seen her use any ultimate magic. Now, something else that I want to point out is she says final Saint stage Valkyrie armor. She says the main thing in that whole thing, final. So this is kind of like the last leg of this battle. This battle actually has been lasting a couple of chapters. I ain't gonna lie, it's been lasting like a good bit of chapters. It had a lot of build up, and at the end of the day, I don't think Megicula is gonna be one of those villains who is undefeatable. I think they can defeat Megicula in some type of way. Asta and Libe said they can't do it. They pretty much said that in chapter 301. So Asta and Libe are not going to be the ones to pretty much take down Megicula. They might have another role, as they had a role, you know, in saving Lula Petrica, because if she would have blown up, game over. But they might have another role. I'm not sure what that role might be. Maybe their anti-magic is needed again, but for the most part, I think Noell, Charlotte, and Real are pretty much the main ones going to be focused on taking down Megicula. Like I said, they're each going to have their role. All right, so the role Charlotte's going to play is negating the curse, so that way nobody's getting cursed, and that's going to help Noell also. And the role Real's going to play is amplifying everybody's power. So that's going to be another important role that Real has to play. And Megicula touched on that in chapter 301. She was like, coming together, these mages actually, I'm gonna paraphrase here, they actually are doing a lot of stuff now because they're working together, and she's pretty much fascinated by this. And yeah, that's how it actually works. Like, if you guys think back to early Black Clover, this is how it's always been. Whenever they were fighting against Veto, it took a lot of teamwork to beat Veto. We seen Finral come in back then, way early Black Clover, before the time skip, all of that. This is how Black Clover has always been. It takes a lot of teamwork, and that's just something that's always been built into it. Like, remember whenever they were fighting Veto, Finral pretty much used his teleportation to send Asta so fast and randomly, so where Veto couldn't really catch up. Now, if you take Finral out of that battle, Asta would not have been able to win. If you take Noell out of that battle, they would have not been able to win. Okay, so I think it's a similar situation here, where if you take Charlotte out of the battle, they're not going to be able to win, because they're not going to be able to negate those curses. If you take Real out of the battle, you're not going to be able to win the battle, because Real's spell is actually amplifying their power. And I think Noel's role in this battle is actually going to be the role to actually fight head up against Megicula. Now, at first, the King World wasn't allowing that to be possible, but now that the King World is kind of a side thought, I do believe Noel's going to go head up against Megicula. That's going to be very, very exciting, to say the least. That's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to see that. Like, imagine Noell and Megicula going head up with no interference, because the King World was interfering with Noell's ability to go head up with Megicula, and now they're just going to go head up. As for Noelle, let me know in the comments if y'all actually think Noelle's still going to be coming. I know that was a very, very popular theory, but I think Tabata probably didn't want to do something that was expected, but I still say there's a possibility, because it's possible, you know, because Noell is in the perimeter. He's somewhere. We don't know exactly where, but we know he's close by. He's on standby pretty much. So I'll leave the door open for that in the comments. I'm losing like I don't really think I'm losing faith that that's actually going to happen, but I'm still open to the idea of that happening. That's the best way I could put that. Now, moving back on what's actually going down right here, this is probably it, the final stretch. I don't think Megicula is going to be defeated next chapter, but is going to be making some progress towards her defeat, because as we see in like some of the other devils, I didn't really like this. They kind of ran away. Like, Lilith and Nama tried to run away for the time limit. I don't want that to happen for Megicula. All right, that's just me. I don't want that to happen for Megicula. I want Megicula to stand her ground, fight Noell, and see how that goes. Another popular theory, I'm not going to even get too deep into this, since Megicula has Asir's soul, perhaps Asir manifests. I'm not going to get too deep into that. I just wanted to throw that out there. But for the most part, I do think Noell is going to be, you know, successful in her attempts. Now I'm gonna go over it real quick, and then I'm gonna end the video. All right, Noell has the help of Undine. So Undine is back helping Noell use her Saint stage so she can defeat Megicula. Now, I know in the past I said that Asta perhaps may be needed to defeat Megicula, but that was me responding to a defense of why Asta would possibly show up. And now that the direction that it's going with the information that I have now, I think it's possible for Noell to actually defeat Megicula again. The information that we have now, I think it's actually possible for Noell to defeat Megicula again, simply because Saint Stage is able to do that, as well as anti-magic. So Tabata could really take either route. He could take it the route of Asta defeating Megicula with his anti-magic, or he could take it the route of, you know, Noell defeating Megicula with her Saint Stage. So I think from the information we got now, is going to be more towards the Saint Stage route. I think that's probably going to be more likely, and that's the route that I personally want to see. So Noell, you know, gonna have her moment to shine with her Saint Stage. But going back through the list, I was about to say, Undine helping, so she got her Saint Stage. Real helping, so she has an amp boost. Asta showed up, so that gave her like mental clarity, and she's even more strong because Asta showed up. That gave her the will to fight. And Charlotte's there negating the curses. I mean, Asta believes in Noell. You know, if Asta could believe in Noell, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I believe in Noell too. I'm rooting for Noell. I really hope that she is able to defeat Megicula. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeoXO, and I'm out.